Hi there, Dan Northcutt here with the American Dream Company. I've just been doing some work on my newest newsletter, and I came across some really interesting numbers that I wanted to share with you and explain because it's actually, there's some contradictions, some things that are not following what we might see in traditional real estate calendar, where traditionally you might see things pick up in the spring, kind of a gentle slowdown in the summertime, and then things tend to slow down, I think, in the holidays, with the prices typically always going up. Typically always going up. That's probably inaccurate, to say the least. But when you follow the market as closely as I do, I'm watching these numbers very closely. I like to take the areas that I work and break it down into small micro areas about the size of an elementary school. 1,500 homes, maybe 1,800 homes, where you have the similar builders, the similar age homes, about the similar same size. A zip code I think is too big. Because you will see homes selling much higher, much lower. You take an average of that and it really throws the averages off. So I like to do those smaller areas like the size of an elementary school. And when you do that, when you take a smaller area like that, a lot of times with averages, one month to the next, you can see a number pop up or pop down. So that's why you got to do it month to month to really have a good feel for what's going on in the real estate market that you decide you want to follow. By the way, if you want to follow your personal real estate market, go to my website, theamericandreamcompany.com, and you can sign up to get monthly updates of what's going on in your neighborhood. It's absolutely free. It's easy to do, and it's great information. It'll help you understand what's going on. Are the property values going up or down? But again, it's smaller areas. So certainly don't panic if all of a sudden you see prices drop. One month it may pop back up the very next month just because one or two sales can make a big difference. And it goes the other way too. All of a sudden you see the property values pop up, they may drop back down. So that's why you need to look month after month to have a real good feel for what's going on in the real estate market. But let me explain some of the things I'm seeing in this real estate market right now, and this is going back the last several months in our local community. Days on market, that's the big thing I'm really focused on right now. The days on market, basically what that is the time that a home is listed for sale until the time it actually goes into escrow. And I like to keep an eye on that because what that tells us is how quickly are they selling? How long are they on the market before they get an accepted offer? And what that has a lot to do with is the number of buyers out there, the buyer activity, the interest rates, the personal confidence, the consumer confidence of buyers. Are they looking to buy? I'm seeing a lot of activity. A lot of buyers are very motivated right now because we have great interest rates. We're getting closer to the election right now. We're in the middle of September 2016. We're getting closer to the election. Some buyers are thinking, we need to buy something right away before the election. Some people are saying, I want to wait till after the election. This happens with every election. It's kind of people tend to overthink it. There's nothing radical that's going to happen no matter who's elected. By the way, if you are one of the people that are considering leaving the country, if your candidate is not elected, I would love to be the listing agent that sells your home, so keep me in mind with that. But let me explain what's going on. And I'm joking. I know my jokes aren't always funny, but it doesn't keep me from trying to share them with you. Days on market. So what we've seen over the last several months is that the days on market have been about 14 days on market before a home sells. That's on average. Sometimes it takes a lot longer. Sometimes they go a lot quicker. But on average, 14 days on market before they go into escrow. And typically over the long period of time, over the last several years, 14 days on market is very short. That means homes are selling quickly. I think that we've become a little bit spoiled to the point where if we don't have an offer in the first week or two, we start to wonder, oh my gosh, what's going on? Because it's not uncommon to have 30 days on market, 60 days on market, 90 days on market. That's okay, as long as you're marketing the home properly and you're getting buyer activity and you're in certain markets, that just may be the way it's going to be. But right now, we've seen it go from 14, and then in August, it actually dropped to 11. So it's actually gotten faster. Homes sold faster on average in August than the months preceding that. And at the same time, and this is interesting, the average sale price is higher than the average list price. So a home may get listed at $500,000 or $600,000, but then the average sale price has actually gone above that. So those two things right there would suggest to us that we're in a hot seller's market. It's a seller's market where they get to list the property where they want. They're going to have lots of buyers coming in. They're going to have lots of activity, and they're going to sell right away at a great price. The numbers totally support that. But here's the thing that's interesting. In August, the average sale price has actually gone down. And the month before that, the average prices have gone down. So I'm about to make a bold prediction here. In fact, I even say it in my newsletter. We are about to see a shift in our real estate market. And I can tell you that with some confidence because I've seen the days on market for the homes that haven't sold yet, the ones that are listed for sale, those numbers are getting bigger. So, and the number of homes that are listed, the number of homes are going up. Those two things right there tell me that when I'm doing this newsletter next month with September data, we're going to see days on market up. We're going to see the number of homes available to purchase up as we're moving closer to the holidays. I believe that we're about to see a shift in the market to where it's going to give buyers a little bit more time to look at homes, more homes to look at. And if you're thinking about selling, it's more important than ever to do three things. Number one, you have to price your home properly. And what I think is going on right now is that people are sensing the hot market. They're seeing their neighbors sell their homes. They're seeing the numbers, the sale prices way up to the point they're like, yeah, I want to sell my house because I can get this great price. And you probably can if you're working with a smart agent that knows what they're doing. But if you test the market, and when I say test it, I mean you list high thinking, well, hey, it's a hot market. Let's see how high we can get this thing. I think you're going to be disappointed because it's likely not to sell. You have to list the property really well. I mean, very accurately. In fact, right at the market value. That's what I would recommend here going into the market that we're seeing here in fall. So it's not the time to test. It's not the time to list high. And there's even certain markets where I would recommend doing that. This is not that market. Sometimes I would even recommend listing the price, having the list price below the market value, and then have a flurry of buyers come in and bid that price up. This is not that market either. What I would recommend right now, list smart, list at the value, prepare your home as best as you can because you're about to see a lot more competition for the existing number of buyers that are out there. So it's still a great time to sell. You're going to get a great price. There's still motivated buyers out there. The interest rates are excellent. So you want to make sure that here's the three things. List with the right price. Make sure that the agent you're working with understands valuations really, really well, that they don't just walk in and with some comps and spend 20 minutes or 30 minutes trying to come up with a price and pulling that number out of the air. The way we do our valuations is we actually spend hours, probably 4 to 5 hours, doing a valuation very similar to an appraiser, except we're looking at data a little bit differently than an appraiser, and I can explain that. Be happy to explain that maybe over the phone one day if you have some questions. But we spend a lot of time. We understand the numbers. We make adjustments, and we come up with very accurate numbers, and that's really helpful. The next thing is make sure you're working with an agent in this market that is utilizing the systems and technology to get your property in front of the buyers that are out there. And there's a lot of new tools out there. The newest tools aren't always the best tools. We have some old technology that we use too. They provide some great results, but make sure you're working with someone that's always learning, always getting better and better at the marketing and understanding the new and upcoming technologies. Because let's face it, buyers today, they're very tech savvy. You don't have to be young to be tech savvy. There's very tech savvy people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that are buyers. They could be your buyer, and you've got to make sure we get in front of them too. And the last thing that I want to share with you is that make sure you are working with a real estate agent that understands your market, that understands your builders, the idiosyncrasies of the homes in your area, and I can explain what I mean by that more. I'd be happy to give me a call or shoot me a text. But make sure you're working with somebody that understands your real estate market and can see where we've been, where we're at right now, and where we're going with the market. I think that a lot of the homes that I saw listed here in the last 4 to 6 weeks that are starting to go up in days on market, I think that the sellers may have gotten caught up in that frenzy. They saw the real estate market was hot, and they're not understanding the market really well to the point where they've probably already priced themselves too high, and now they are facing the stigma of coming down, or just having a stale listing. Sitting on the market for a long time is not really good for your negotiation powers. So that's what I wanted to share. If you have any questions about these numbers, please shoot me a text or call me, 619-701-0019. Remember my website. It's a great place to get lots of information for buyers and sellers. TheAmericanDream.com. TheAmericanDream.com. Go there. It's our home buyer and seller resource center, and we've got some good information there we'd love to share with you. And thank you so much for listening to this video. Have an awesome day.